Please write in the chat if you can hear me. Yes, perfect. You can hear me. Let's get started. Let's go over some pairs. First, I will look at the lower time frames if there is anything interesting based on lower time frames setups. Lately, I've been focusing a lot more on lower time frames because of market conditions. I'm not really liking the latest market conditions in order to really be on higher time frames a lot. So I'm focusing on lower time frames mostly. But of course, after that, we will also take a look at higher time frames. So let's get started with EURUSD for now. I don't see anything interesting on lower time frames. Keep in mind on lower time frames, later on higher time frames, we will check it out. GBPUSD quickly, not anything very interesting except this supply right here. Now, I really like this supply for more reasons. First of all, we have this inducement of all the people that think this is a change of character and therefore will try to go long. Second of all, this is an order block that manipulates and breaks structure to downside. Same time, I'm looking for sells above this internal liquidity. So this can be our setup for GBPUSD. Let's take a look and let's see how it plays out. Now, 1 minute confirmation will really help in this scenario. NZD-CAD, not really interested for now. I'm waiting for this high to be taken out. I would say that these are about equal highs, waiting for this high to be taken out to the upside, and then I will look for better confirmations in order to get involved. For now, I'm not interested. Euro GBP, same. I don't like the market structure that it has been formed on lower time frames. But again, later we will take a look at higher time frames for a better understanding. Gold, I'm not interested in gold at all. And US 13, the same. I don't like this push during Asian range. So let's go back and focus on higher time frames. Perfect. So on higher time frames on Euro USD, we can notice that, of course, we are in a strong downtrend. We've been in a strong downtrend for a very long time. So overall, we are in this downtrend. This is the overall order block that I take into consideration. But at the same time, we need to keep in mind that we were at a key psychological level right here, and it was rejected with a very strong move. Now, currently, looking at the most current market structure, we are bullish right here. Now, the reason why I keep an eye on lower time frames mostly is because it has been decades since the Euro USD pair didn't go this low. Therefore, I prefer being on lower time frames and catching faster moves rather than focusing on higher time frames key areas, which can be manipulated easily and might not hold very easily because of the current market conditions. So going back and looking at this 1 hour setup, what I see right here is not a change of character, but I see a manipulation to the downside, tapping into this hidden demand area that if I go on the 30 minutes, let me see better. There we go. And a possible setup below Asian liquidity. So now I go on the 3 minutes and I know that I would prefer seeing a bullish setup forming during New York session today. So the high in control that broke this structure to the downside, let me delete this thing. What is the move that broke structure to the downside? It is this move that starts from here. So I need to see that supply broken to the upside, basically. Once we break this supply to the upside, which is not this one, but it is this one, this is where the move starts to break to the downside. Once this breaks, then I will look for bullish entries to the upside. Let's wait and see how it plays out. There are some questions. Let's see. So we can use the strategy on 5 minutes for higher time frames and look for confirmation on 1 minute. Checking the 1 hour and 15 minutes bias. Yes. Yesterday, GBP/USD after fake chalk didn't hold. Yes, it's okay. It happens sometimes. Yesterday there was a good setup on GBP/USD, but it didn't hold. That's okay. Okay, GBP/USD tapped into the key area. Let's go on the 1 minute. Take a look. This can be a good trade for all the people that enter aggressively, but I personally don't ever enter aggressively, so I will just wait. Now, NZD-CAD, let's go on higher time frames. As I said already, we need to go above this high. And at the same time, I would say that we are extremely bearish right here with this break structure to the downside. This high is the high in control. Right, that's the high in control, and at the same time we just grabbed this internal liquidity right here, double top internal liquidity. So we can have sells can form anywhere from here. After grabbing internal liquidity, we went for external liquidity, now we went for internal liquidity. Sells can happen anywhere from this supply to the extreme supply. Now, the extreme, of course, has higher probabilities, but at the same time, if we're looking for some intraday setups, it would be great, since we are at this strong supply, to see a push to the upside, breaking this liquidity high, and then good confirmation taking place. Now, there are also some hidden supplies right here, but the key stays on lower time frames for today for these setups. Euro GBP, all these annotations are from my backtesting. Euro GBP, I see a nice manipulation to the upside of this high. At the same time, I see this type of V formation, which usually is not a confirmation, and we usually continue to the downside. So I really like what I'm seeing. At the same time, we tapped into this supply right here, the whole move from to the upside before breaking to the downside. Right here, supply, and at the same time we are above the Asian range right here. So there was not a good confirmation because there was not a very good market structure formed. The only market structure that we had was right here, and the previous low to break was this one. Now we broke it with this move, so this will be confirmation, but there was no possible entry. So I will keep an eye on Euro GBP to enter sells. Gold, I'm just not interested for now, but let's check it out. Gold, just respected this. Overall, I would say that I'm bullish on gold long term, but I see some possible bigger downside, possibly to the 1500 level before continuing to the upside. I covered it some time ago that there was this strong liquidity area right here. This was all liquidity, and I called it some time ago. I called the manipulation to the downside. Now this happened. We might see price reach this demand around, as I said already, the 1500 area before actually printing new highs, which is actually what I believe that will happen for gold. So let's keep that in mind. Now, of course, this doesn't influence our intraday moves. On lower time frames, we can always find some quicker setups, and that's actually what I'm doing, since the current market conditions are not the best to trade on hard time frames. And US30, I'm just not interested. So let's keep a look on these things. Let's also keep in mind that GBPUSD, if it doesn't give confirmation, there is this bigger breakout structure, which is way more important than the previous breakout structure. This is a minor breakout structure. This is major structure, and this supply from here. We didn't check higher time frames for GBPUSD. Overall, we are bullish. So lower time frames, overall, we're bullish, at least in this move. Now, of course, if we zoom out, we are bearish, and there are many annotations here. Zooming out, we are bearish, of course. But zooming in, we were bullish on this current move, so we need to be careful. And we will just keep an eye on this minor structure that was formed in order to consider trades, either from this supply or this supply, which also should correspond to the opening price of the day. Let me check it out. Right here, yes. So I would like more this supply since it is closer to the opening price of the day. This is a concept that I'm implementing in the strategy. Why don't you open a funding company? That's a good question, because I don't have the knowledge in order to open it so far. I will need some good partners and some people to open it with, and some people that know the things that I don't know. I can bring my knowledge to the table, and I need some other people, you know, to create the website, create the infrastructure to do it. And in that case, I would be glad to open a funding company. I just can't do it by myself. You know, it's a company. It's not just me doing my thing by myself. But if I can do it, I will do it, of course. The high in NZD CAD in Asia range, do you think it will hold? The high was already broken to the upside of the Asian range. And this high, no, I put liquidity because I was seeing the price going up, and this is what's happening already. I was waiting for this high to be manipulated, and now we want to look for confirmation. What are the kill zones? The kill zones are, do I have that indicator still or no? No, I don't even have the indicator. The kill zones are the times in which we want to trade the most, which is basically after Asian range for the first 3 hours, basically. And then I'm talking about London time, and then from 12, so from here, from 12 to 3 right here, still London time. In case of a trade becoming available, will you send it to the Telegram group? Yes, of course, I send the signal for any trade that I take. Bro, let's make this funny. Let's open a competition, and who sends more setups wins. Well, I can open a competition, but not during this live trading. It would be a little bit messy. GBUSD, one confirmation now, 1 minute confirmation now. Let me see. Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. And also, this will be V confirmation. just up and down. I prefer to see better structure being created. So possibly coming back up, structure being created, change of direction, and we can get involved either in the first change of direction or in the second change of in the second confirmation to continue to the downside. What indicator are you using? I'm only using the Asian range indicator and the Excel indicator, which is this one, to spot liquidity, and that's it. See, this really helps because we can already see that here there's liquidity. So we might possibly be more interested into this higher supply because this supply has also liquidity above it. So the Excel indicator is helping us also spot that. Do you trade synthetic indices? No, I don't. I only trade the things that you see right here. All right. So as you know already, I'm looking at GBPUSD, either confirmation from here, but it is not the best. Confirmation from higher supply, which corresponds to daily opening price, will be way better. Euro USD, interested in seeing bullish confirmation in order to enter buys. NZD looking for sells if there is confirmation. We were waiting for this high to be taken out because here there was no confirmation according to the strategy. So we were waiting to go higher, and now we will look for confirmation on NZD. Now, as I said already, there are some hidden supplies higher than that. So right here, there is also another supply which is above this one. And we can consider this supply or later the extreme supply. But anyway, it's good that we spot this liquidity. We know that it was going to be manipulated, and now we're just waiting to see confirmation to go to the downside. EURGB was actually interesting, but we might see a bigger push into this supply and then have a good confirmation. Now, when I say good confirmation, I mean the one that I'm showing on JPUSD. I don't like big confirmations, basically. Can you check Euro New Zealand? No, I don't trade it. Why bullish on EURUSD since we hit the daily bearish order block? No, I'm not bullish on EURUSD long term. I'm more focused on intraday moves. I can catch a move in, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, and that's it, and then close the charts. I'm just saying that today, according to my setup right here, we have this hidden demand below the Asian range, and overall, I don't see this as a change of character. I see this more as a manipulation in order to tap into the demand. And if I see a bullish confirmation, I will enter some buys, in some quick buys, and that's it. Then I will close the trade, and I don't care if tomorrow EURUSD will go down. Can you check USD CHF? I don't trade USD CHF. If you want, you can send your chart and I review it, but I don't trade it. So thank you for this live. Let me know if you like the fact that I go live randomly. Sometimes I just say, hey, today we're going live, and whoever connects. I will do it more times per week if you like it. Otherwise, I will just keep it at once per week. Let me know. Keep doing it, loving it. Okay, perfect. Please do it more often. Keep doing it. Please do it more. Okay, great. If you guys like it, we'll do it more times per week. I don't promise it because maybe some weeks I'm a little bit more busy, but I will try to keep it as many days as possible when I trade and I'm on charts on my PC, on the Excel office, to actually send the link and trade together with all of you. Perfect. Thank you so much. And I will see you another day with another live. Now, of course, I will also send the recording so you can look at it and just get ready for next live and for the setups that are coming. Thank you.